Hey there, Jen here. I hope everybody can hear me. I'm pretty loud, so you should be able to hear me. This isn't going to be super long. I did not think I was doing a video today because it's so warm and there is no air in it. I think it's warmer than our Google apps are telling us because we've talked about that before. Give me a moment to share some with you. I've never done this in this way, so I'm looking to see if there's a way that I can figure this out. So I wanted to do a split screen and it looked like it was gonna work, but now it doesn't look like it's gonna work. So give me a second here. What's the entire screen if I do that? And that just shows that. All right, so we'll do window by window like we always do. Or no, we do Chrome tab. Shoot, guys. All right, we're gonna start here. I'm gonna show you what I hope is something interesting in a new way. I hope in a way that I haven't seen anyone else do a video like this or talk about it, but again, it is not to prove my own bias, and that sounds terrible. It's not to prove I'm right or anything like that. It is to shed light on and showcase what I think has happened, and I think that will get us to a point where we are able to say, "Oh, this is what's going on. This is the time we're in, and this is what happened," right? Now I want to show you what I'm doing here. This is the Sacred Gospel of Matthew, or this is the Sacred Bible. Now, I just found this link to this. I'm going to pull up the video myself so that I know what the screen looks like for you guys. Because again, I've never done a video in the way that I was trying to do this one. But we are going to look at something else in a second here. I wish it would share all of that with you so I could show you both at the same time. But we're going to do it this way. This might get weird. I don't know for sure if it will, but I want to always preface my videos by letting you know that. We're going to look at a specific verse here. Now, I've never used this one, but it says the Sacred Bible, and it actually has in the Psalms, it has like the names of the tribes that David was talking to and the names of people, which have been pretty much scrubbed from basic Bibles. Just again, so that you can accept the promises for yourself, because we are the ancestors of the church fathers and so on and so forth. Let me pull up the verse that I'm looking for here. We're going to go to Matthew 21. Now, we've all heard this before, but this is about what God showed me today. So let me lead in just for a moment, because people that are interested are going to actually stay at the video and listen. It's not going to matter to them that I'm talking, right? Or that I'm not reading from script. They're here because of the title, usually because of the message. And I want to share with you what God showed me today. And I've been pretty hard on myself, sitting here calling myself an idiot, how stupid I am. Why didn't I notice this? Why did it take me this long? If I could see what this verse was actually about, why didn't I put two and two together in the world that we're living in today? And this video is going to lead into another topic in the next video, which is going to be Philip K. Dick again, because he brings up a really good point about the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere of the brain. And when he thinks he had his vision are when those two hemispheres met and operated in a more functional manner, and he was able to see reality as it really was, and not just the illusion. And I want to preface all this by saying I do not believe we are in a simulation. If we are in a simulation, it is 3D, and I call it a training school. God has us in boot camp so that we can become leaders to the next generation of spiritual beings who will ascend. Hopefully, that's where we get to with all this. So I was feeling pretty stupid, and I'm like, why could I read this and understand it, but when I put the book down and I look about today, I can't connect today with the book. Now I can in people's behaviors and the promises and even the landmarks. You see, I'm like, okay, guys, America isn't what we think it is. And now I think I found that Philip K. Dick also thought this, and people call him a genius. And I'm not saying I'm a genius. I'm just saying I'm blessed to be in his company. But I've been really hard on myself about this, and I want to show you something after we read this. And we're going to go to Christ's world, and then I'm going to bring you to our world, my little bit of reality, and I'm going to show you the temple, the actual, maybe not the temple, but a template of the actual temple where this happened. Because I don't think we have a proper idea in our head about what this looks like and what's going on here. So, without further ado, let me set up the scene for you. This is Christ and his apostles. They are about to re-enter Jerusalem, and Christ is shocked at what he finds there. Joaquin Phoenix did this scene, and I believe he did it right. The script was right, but I believe his acting was terrible in that scene. I also saw that was in the Mary Magdalene movie, and The Chosen. Jonathan Rumi did a really good job, I think, on this scene, though I don't really care for the show itself. He did a really good job on this scene. So it's marketplace day, right? And of course, what do you have in a marketplace? Well, you have dwelling places, you have shops, you have places where people eat, and you also have places where people worship. Now, back in the day, towns were built around the temple where you worshiped, because you went there every single day and you wanted it to be nearby or somewhat nearby. And when people go on pilgrimages, they stop in a variety of different temples. Okay. So this is when they're heading back into Jerusalem, and Christ is re-entering, since I think they fled when he was a child. And when they had drawn near to Jerusalem, and then I'm going to give you a short story time, and I'm going to show you a picture, and I'm going to bring this to today's time. Then I'm going to give you my theory on a few of these things. And again, I'm very upset because life is just difficult. And it's very hard to be in the same place where people hate you. And they won't let you change. They won't let you recreate yourself because they see you as you used to be and you're not that person anymore. And I'm not saying that for anyone to feel sorry for me, but I heard somebody say that today on a video, and it made me feel less alone. So maybe if I say that and somebody hears it, it'll make you feel less alone too. I love you. You're worthy. And don't give up. And when they had drawn near to Jerusalem and had arrived at Bethphage at the Mount of Olives, then Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go into the town that is opposite you, and immediately you will find a donkey tied and a colt with her. Release them and lead them to me. And if anyone will have said anything to you, say, 'The Lord has need of them,' and he will promptly dismiss them." Now all this was done in order to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet, saying, "Tell the daughter of Zion, behold, your king comes to you meekly, sitting on a donkey and on a colt, the son of one accustomed to the yoke." Then the disciples going out did just as Jesus instructed them, and they brought the donkey and the colt, and they laid their garments on them, and they helped him sit upon them. Then a very numerous crowd spread their garments on the way, but others cut branches from the trees and scattered them on the way. And the crowds that preceded him and those that followed cried out, saying, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who cometh in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest!" And when he had entered into Jerusalem, the entire city was stirred up, saying, "Who is this?" But the people were saying, "This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth of Galilee." And Jesus entered into the temple of God, and he cast out all who were selling and buying in the temple. And he overturned the tables of the money changers and the chairs of the vendor of doves. And he said to them, "It is written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer,' but you have made it into a den of robbers." And then the blind and the lame drew near to him in the temple, and he healed them. We're going to stop right there. And I'm going to show you a picture. Let's see if anyone's here. Thanks for being here, whoever you are. If you appreciate the video, I would appreciate the thumbs up. So I'm going to show you something, and I hope this goes okay. Let me make sure everything changed in the actual video. There we go. All right, so this is probably why they didn't ever let me go to Washington. This is why I'm not allowed to travel, because I have a keen eye. And I'm tired of everybody gaslighting me and acting like I'm blind, deaf, dumb, and stupid. And I'm tired of my moments of stupidity that I did not see this sooner. Everybody's asking, why are all these buildings everywhere the same? Why do all of our courthouses and all of our banks look the same? It's funny how Christ came to end the law. He left us with one law. And he said, I didn't come to do away with it. I came to fulfill it. I'm fulfilling what your prophets have told you. You should believe what they say. But the law he gave us, one law, was to do all things with love. And that way you're not doing any harm, and you're really not going to lie, cheat, or steal, or break any of the 10 commandments either, if you are doing things in that way. And if you see the progression, we move from the Old Testament, which is carnal, right? We're learning about our bodies and what to do and what not to do with them, as we do when we are children. We move to the New Testament and we learn about the Spirit and how to think, how not to think, and how to get our mind, hopefully, in one single hemisphere. So as we do that, we should spiritually evolve as a people. Our worship of God in the way that we worship should change to the ways of Christ. And even after that, he will come back and he might say, hey, you're ready for this, and change some things again. They say, well, God never changes. We should change. That's the whole point. We are seeing God through our human eyes. We can't possibly relate to him in that way. We won't have theosis, which is union with God. We won't meet it that way if we're doing it that way. Now, I have a personal picture to show you as well, and a personal story that goes with this. So if you're still there, please hang in. I'll be done in just a few minutes. This is not going to be a long video due to the circumstances of my day. They're supposed to come and put new, I guess, Freon or whatever goes in the air conditioner. Isn't that what it is? I don't even know. Or flush it, maybe. I don't know. It'd be nice to just have the fan running, but we're not supposed to do that either. So it's hot. All right, a little sip of Gatorade and I'll move on. We were supposed to move on from the law. We shouldn't have needed it any longer. That's the whole point. We are the ones stuck in our ways, not God. God says all the time in Psalms and in scriptures, I'm doing a new thing. God is always creating. Every time he utters a word, creation occurs. We are little co-creators. He wants us to be like him. Will we ever reach his height? No, that's not the point. We're not supposed to reach his height. But we are supposed to be a family, companions. And we should spiritually evolve as our worship should. But we didn't. You know what you're looking at here? You're looking at all of the churches of Christ. And I am very angry. I'm not going to do any harm. I'm not angry in that way. I'm very angry at myself for seeing all these videos everyone's doing of this Tartaria and trying again to get everyone into fallen angel worship. They want you to worship the fallen ones, and we should be appreciative of the watchers and the holy angels. I'm not saying that. But I am saying, don't be tricked into worshiping them. The second you get the hierarchy in your head out of order, everything in your head falls apart, everything in your headspace. That's the beginning of true insanity. And when we say people here are going crazy or going, that's actually them waking up, coming to sanity, recognizing, oh my gosh, all of the stuff that we have done here. It doesn't matter if you never ended somebody gruesomely. We've all participated. Our hands are all dirty. But what you're looking at are Christ's churches. Let me take you back up real quick. This is the Supreme Court building. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm so grossed out by us all. That's Christ's church. Is it the church? I don't know. I don't even know if there's other continents. And I'm being real, okay? I really don't know if they're out there. God made different tribes. Most people walked to places or got on a boat if they needed to go somewhere. Planes belong to Lucifer. I've already figured that. The airspace is his. All of our courthouses where we practice law, where Christ threw the money changers out of, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Everything you see with these columns, that's a temple. That's an old school temple. That's what they look like. See the Supreme Court? You see the inside? There's a reason it's beautiful. It's honoring the Lord. It's to honor the Lord. And people say, oh my gosh, all that opulence, it's worth so much money. And I used to say the same thing. It's not worth money. Money is nothing. It's not worth anything unless you put value to it. It's worth something because we made it, I believe, in tandem, side by side, with holy angels, watchers, who taught us the skills to build. And even that was corrupted because it all got turned into war machines. All of these buildings you see. That's the Supreme Court House. Let's go to, what are they showing us? A wedding at the DC Courthouse wedding. Yeah, no, I'd rather not. You see, all this stuff, it's that opulent because it's a temple, guys, and I don't know what else to say about it. I really don't. Rome, let's see what their courthouse looks like. It's not as bad. Okay, they don't have the thing on the top, so that's not really as bad. There's the one in Egypt. I don't even know what that's about. That looks like an old picture from the beginning, maybe. And everyone says, oh, these are Masonic. They're all Masonic. They're all Masonic. Remember in the end times, they'll call good evil and evil good. I'm not here to say Masons are good. I don't know them. I try not to group them all up as being evil. They seem evil. But again, I don't know anything for certain as far as that goes because they don't talk about it. But my concern here is they are getting you to hate things of God that are, they want you to tear down the faith, the culture that came from Christianity. Now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to stop sharing this picture. So hang on, the screen's, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to share a personal picture with you. And again, I'm ashamed that it took me this long to figure it out. I don't know why it took me this long. I'm not sure. But anyways, you know what this is? What you're looking here, it is a very small Huntington Bank. But I'd be willing to bet, because this town is small, that this was an actual temple. Yet again, you've got the top reaching up to the sky, to the Lord, the dome representing the dome. I'm not sure if this is a bell, the belfry up here, or what exactly would go up there. But you have the upper rooms right here. And yes, in the front, you have the temple things. I'm not going to dox myself or anyone else, but you get the picture. This is a Huntington Bank. I do banking here. I walk by it all the time. I see it all the time. And I kept asking, why on earth did they build a bank this way? Why on earth did they need that thing on a bank? What on earth did this used to be? Well, friends, it's one of the temples of Christ. Now, when he kicked out the money changers, let me pull back up the Matthew, because again, this is a copy that I just found, and it says that it is, I'm going to stop that, so just hang on while it goes black for a second, and we're going to go back to sharing, and I'm going to show you this verse again. Now, let's see, where is it? I'll say it. It's in Malachi 3, 1 through 3 as well. Now, again, this is a sacred Bible that I found online recently, and it actually has names in the Psalms, names of the tribes that David was speaking to and asking for deliverance from. And I've never seen one like that. And I was intrigued. Now, if you click up here on the top, it'll take you to everything that's here, in it. It'll take you to all that stuff. I need to make this bigger for my anything this way. There we go. Okay. Are you guys still seeing it? Are you able to see it? Let me see. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, no, what happened? Hold on, let me see what happened here. Okay. It looks like we're live. Are we still live? Let me click on Malachi. 1 through 3. We're going to see if it actually is in there real quick before I end this stream. And where did it say we should look? 3, 1 through 3. This is the prophecy of Malachi. 3, 1 through 3. Behold, I send my angel, and he will prepare the way before my face, and presently the sovereign whom you seek, an angel of testimony whom you desire, will arrive at his temple. Behold, he approaches, says the Lord of hosts. And who will be able to consider the day of his advent? And who will stand firm in order to see him? For he is like a refining fire and like a fuller's herb. And he will sit refining and cleansing the silver, and he will purge the sons of Levi, and he will gather them like gold and silver, and they will offer sacrifices to the Lord in justice. Now I'm going to go further and say that, again, the part in Daniel, the prophecy where it says he will end the sacrifices, Christ did that. When he went into the temple, he did that. Part of Daniel is about Christ, not the Antichrist. Stop listening to these teachers on YouTube. I almost fell into it too. Read the Bible yourself. Don't listen to me. Go back to scripture. Read the whole book of Daniel, and you tell me who he's talking about. Because you don't want to confuse the Antichrist with Christ. But guys, all of these things, these courthouses, oh, there's another one I want to show you. Let's check out the one in Tennessee. Because from what I remember, and look, you don't see this as much everywhere else. All this stuff looks newer. In all these other countries, it looks newer. So everyone saying that this is the new world is lying. They are all lying. Is it the Tennessee courthouse? What is it? Tennessee State House. Nashville, is it? There it is. There's one in Shelby. That's a temple. This was definitely a temple. You see the dome on the top. These are bigger ones, obviously, for more people. That was one. All these things that we turned into institutions and schools and schoolhouses, and worst of the worst, mine to this day is still a bank. It has money changers in it. I told you I was in a town of wickedness. People really don't want to believe you when you talk about these things, but it's true. Who else had one? I want to say there was a really impressive one that I saw in Nebraska or Arkansas, but I can't remember which. I know Arkansas has a lot of really cool stuff there. Yeah, see? They were all temples, guys, all of them. And that's why you see some of the symbolism. That's why you see the figures that you see on the, in the entrances to the temples. Now, we're going to do like a map thing again and check some of this out. But, yeah, there's more coming, hopefully, God willing or whatever. But I think that Philip K. Dick was onto something. Are we in the season of Satan, or are we after Revelation? Honestly, right now, I don't know. But it definitely has not been 2,000 years. I don't believe that at all. Like, that's a definite lie. It's not been 2,000 years since Christ was here. But regardless, I'm going to end this video so it's a little user-friendly and accessible. You guys have a great day. If you stayed to watch this, I appreciate it. But this is what God told me today. He told me that, obviously, and I'm going to stop sharing this for a minute, and I'm going to pull something else back up for anyone who may not have seen it. This is what God taught me today. As you probably are aware, I just talked about it. Are you going to bring it up for me? Oh, fiddle dee dee. Hold on. Let me bring that picture back up. If it'll come up for me. No, you don't want to. Oh, fiddle dee dee. No. No. All right. So I was going to bring that picture back up, but I'll just tell you. This is what God taught me today. See, that's one too, you see at the top there? God taught me that leave or stay or go. I'm already walking the path of Christ. I took his name. I went to school and learned about him as a child. I found him again as a consenting adult. I've been baptized. I believe that kosher might have actually meant vegetarian, but I have no proof of that, or at least, again, clean eating. And I believe that it's very possible Christ is from the Native American tribes himself. Again, they've renamed everything. They show you a picture and tell you what it's called. That doesn't mean it's true. And the sad thing is everybody's believed them. So when you start talking about this stuff, everybody's going to have knee-jerk reactions and be offended instead of digging for the truth. You should be after everybody who lied to you. It wasn't me. We're all in this together. We were all lied to. We were all duped. We were all deceived, or at least I was. You should be mad. I'm upset. Why is there still a bank in the temple when Christ ended that? And of course, it's where I live, or where I moved to. Here's my rain. I've been asking the Lord for rain and thunder all day. I probably won't get the air fixed now, but that's okay. So I have a lot of places that I could go with this, but I need to tend to my own well-being at this point because it's very hard going through every day, and the only two people that you see on a regular basis don't want anything to do with you. And I just mean regular, not me on them, not nagging them. I mean just regular stuff. When you approach them, it's immediately they assume you're going to nag them or you want something from them. And it's because they hid all these lies. I don't care what they say. I know they have money. I've seen it. I've seen the signs of it. I've seen the names. I've seen my son's name on the freaking place where I was working. So again, I don't know what kind of joke this is to everybody. In Tennessee too, that's another area that's like Tennessee and Arkansas. There's some stuff that's really cool that we're going to look on the maps at as well. Stay blessed. Try to be a blessing, not a burden. Don't consider yourself a burden. I love you if that matters to anyone out there. I love my children desperately, which is why I work hard on myself. I have changed. Nobody's given me the opportunity to show that to them, but I have changed. Have a blessed day. I love you guys.